welcome back to DevBees. So today we'll be doing a Flutter tutorial on how to do custom shapes and designs. You might have seen so many UI designs and all in the sites like Dribble and Pinterest, etc. So today we'll be doing a small tutorial actually on that. So let's get started. So this is our app. I've just created a scaffold for this app and I've just run it and I've got this emulator. So this is basically our scaffold, and now what we are going to do is we are going to make a design like this. So it's like a curve, and so next we need to make the code. So you can actually get all the written tutorial also in the site. I've written in Medium blog about that. So you have all the step-by-step written tutorial here. So if you want to learn it at your own pace, you can just refer this, and you can give a thumbs up if you like this video, and also a clap here too. So we'll be making these shapes and this is going to be really much fun. I hope you guys also would enjoy this as much as I do. So let's dive right in. So we have our scaffold here. So basically I'm gonna give an app bar too. If you don't want an app bar, you don't have to give one. I'm just giving it for the sake of writing a text like custom shape builder or something like that. So I'll just give an app bar here. So every widget has its own property. So in this app bar I'm going to give a title property which says the title. So if I'm to say this is a custom shape builder too, it will show us like that, like custom shape builder. And I'm not going to do anything anymore. I don't want to do any more customization to our app bar, so I'm just leaving it simple, as much simple as possible. So I'll just give a custom shape, or let's say custom design or something. I don't know what I've written in the when I made that blog, but you can give anything. If you don't want to give an app bar, that's also fine. We are mainly concentrating on the body actually. So we have an app bar and I'll just run it. So I've already run the program here, as you can see. So we'll have a plain scaffold here. So I'm just going to restart I'm going to go give it to hot restart, so it will just take in everything from the start. And now you can see our app bar has come. So let's start building our body, where we are going to give the shape and the custom design. So we have a body property. So this body property is a part of the scaffold itself. So for the body I'm going to use a custom paint widget. So this custom paint is what we are going to use to build our the shapes and all. So it has two required parameters, as you can see. I'm going to give a painter, and I'm going to give another with property called child. So these two properties are really important. If you don't give this, it's going to throw us an error. So let's give let's say my shape. I'll give the name as my shape. It's showing a red squiggly line because I haven't defined the my shape class or anything. So that's it. For child, I don't want to add any text or anything, so I'm just going to give an empty container there. Next we will be adding the my shape class. So I'm going to go out of this stateless widget completely, and then I'm going to create a class with the same name as our painter. So my shape. You can actually you can actually give explore all the properties inside custom paint. There's a foreground, I'll show you. It's like if you just put the cursor on top of the widget and then you just press on command plus Q or control Q, you will see the information, and it has this many properties. So you can actually adjust any of these properties, and if you want to know any info about what something is about, you can just place the cursor on it and just click hit control Q or command Q in a Mac if you're using. Then so we have a my class, my shape, but it's a painter class, so we need to give the extension. We need to give extends the super class, custom painter class. That is the class where, so we have our class is custom painter. So it's showing it's basically where our paint, it has many functions like paint, repaint, etc. So that's where we're giving all our design parameters and everything. We are drawing the shapes, we are drawing the designs, everything is under that custom painter. So this custom painter is actually an abstract class, so we need to we can't use it as like indirectly in the body, that is custom. Instead of custom paint, if I use custom paint, it might throw an error because it's gonna, abstract class doesn't have you can't access it outside as a widget like that. So this body actually takes in a widget, so you can say custom paint is a widget equivalent of the custom painter class. So inside my shape we need to give two functions, mainly paint and which returns a void, and that is where we draw our shapes, and there's a should repaint which we need to return as false. So here I'll just check my errors. So if I check on errors, I'll see missing concrete implementation. So you just have to right click and just create the two. So as you can see, it has automatically created my paint. So I don't have to do anything in the parameter list. I just have to do the painting inside it. So, and one more thing, you should never give should repaint as returning an unimplemented error. So we have to return it always as true, so that it always checks if there is a new instance being passed, or that is any change in the paint would be reflected in should be reflected. So we need to should repaint function should be returning a true always. So we need to give a return true so that there won't be any errors. Then coming to our paint class. So here's where we are going to do our paint. So first of all, we need to create two objects of paint and path. So paint is how we used to do the strokes, fill type, etc, etc. And then we have path which draws actually the the outline. So I'm just gonna create the two objects. So I'm just gonna give let's say final. You can give the variable name as you like. I'm gonna give final paint is equal to an object of paint class. There you go. And I'm also gonna create a path. So final path is equal to path. Next we need to define the parameters here. So I'll just be using the paint to make it I'll be using the paint to select a color or make it fill type or a stroke type. So I'm just gonna give that. Initially I want to give a stroke so that you can see the outline of the path that I'm gonna give. So first I'll give the paint dot style. So that is the part where you get here you can see painting dot fill, then painting style dot fill, and you have painting style dot stroke. So I'm gonna give painting style dot stroke here, and then I'm gonna give a color. So I'm gonna give paint dot color. So I'm gonna just give a green color. There we are. Now we need to define our path. So I'm just gonna draw this kind of shape here. So I need each curve would be having 3 different points. So I'll be using a function inside path called quadratic Bezier. So let's see how it's done. So first of all, we need to get the starting point. So to get the starting point, we use the function move to, which will move the paintbrush to that point. It's similar to that. So it's like path dot move to. So get the move to, which point you want to move to. So here we have a canvas and a size. So the size is basically the overall area of the complete screen that's we have here. This whole body is our canvas in this case. I'm sorry, the size, the area. Then the canvas is basically the coordinates. Every pane it's like this. So this is the coordinates of a screen. So we have size dot width to get the maximum width and the size dot height to get the maximum height. So anything in between this would be our coordinates for the drawing. So let's see how it's done. So instead of here I have to give the x coordinate. So I'm just going to give as it is in the start, as you can see here. As you can see here, it's in the start, so I have to give 0. So then I have give 0, and then so to make the coordinate giving the coordinates easier, it's better if you make it you assume that the overall size width and overall height is 1. So it's like a percentage of it. So you just have to multiply the size with the percentage. If it is like, let's say 80% of height, you just need to multiply 0.8, that is 80%, into of the total height, that is size dot height. So it's as simple as that. So we'll give size dot height, and since it is I'm giving it 80 itself, so it just moves the pointer to that position. And next we will be drawing our curve. So next it's gonna go one by one. So it's like path dot quadratic Bezier. So this takes in a quadratic Bezier segment that curves from the current point, that is from this point 0,80% of height to the x2 y2. Here you can see x2 y2, that point. And these x1 y1 are the anchor points where the curve is peaking, like the lowest peak or the highest peak is coming up. So let's give it. So I'll be giving based on the width and height actually. So I'll give size dot width. I'll give a width of 10%, and height as let's say I want the anchor to be at dot height 0.78, and I'll give the ending point as 30% maybe. And you can give as you like. You can just experiment with the coordinates. I have to do a lot of trial and error to get the perfect curve. So it's actually you get a lot of different varieties of curves and designs when you give different values. So feel free to experiment with it. So I'll be giving here a size dot height, and I'll be giving a percentage of 89. I'll be just hitting Control S, so it just reloads. It didn't come right. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention before, if you want it to come in the screen, you have to draw the path and the, give the paint color. So we are using the canvas here. So you have a canvas, so it has a lot of functions like draw path, rotate, clip path. You can just explore each one of them. I'm just going to use draw path and just give it like that, and if you hit Ctrl S again, you will get the path. See, there's a small line. I'll just make the stroke like the stroke width a bit bigger so you can see it. So for that we need to use the paint itself. We have the stroke width property which takes in a double, so I'm going to give a stroke width of 5, and let's see how it looks. Now you can see better, I guess. Okay, so let's finish off with the design actually. So again I'm going to use another quadratic Bezier, so I get this pattern. I have the first curve, now I need this lower curve, so I'm going to use the next set. So I'll be using again, I can use the same thing actually, copy pasting and then changing the values. So instead of 0.1 I'll be using 45, and then here 95, so it's going to go 95% of the height, that is the coordinate. Then instead of 0.3 I'll be giving 0.6, and here 85. Again I'll give one more, so for the third, this one. So again I will give that same, and next we need to give 75 maybe. Actually calculate lower the values, and I'm just by hearting the values and doing this all. So you can actually do it on your base. So here 0.75, then 0.85, and here 7. Hope this works. Yeah, one more curve is there to finish off the top actually here, so we'll give that also. So again I can use copy paste option and give 0.95, 651 and 68. That should do the trick. Oh, it's gone way out of league. Oh, it's not 0.1, it's 1 actually. That's the reason. Now you can see we have our curve, but if you are supposed to fill in the color, we need to close the path. It's now an open path. It's like only a line. We need to fill this up. So we use another function called line2 of path itself. So inside line2 we'll be giving the same feature. So next we need to go, we reached here, so we need to go here. So that is the total size and height, so the width and height. So I'm just gonna copy paste this. Oh, sorry. Now I need to go to the left side. I've reached here. I didn't use for restart or reload. That's why it didn't come. So I have to go here. So that means again I have to use this. So instead of size load width, it has to go to 0. And let's hit control. Let's see. Yeah, there's a small line. Now to complete it, we will be using another line. with the first move to coordinates. So it completes the line. There we have our curve here. Now if you want to change the fill style, you can change it in here. So instead of stroke, if I give fill, it's gonna fill up the color, whatever color we are using. So here I've used green. Then what? You can actually use more than one variable of paint and path to draw multiple curves and multiple paths, etc. So I'm just gonna do different type of I'm gonna give a color first. I'll give this as stroke itself, and here I'll be giving the stroke color as blue. I'll give a blue accent. Would look good, I guess. Then I'm gonna create another paint object with the same path. Actually, you can create after canvas, but you need to give another separate canvas for that. So I'm gonna give paint one here, and I'll be giving the paint style as fill. So it's paint 1 actually, not paint. Then I have color, so I'll give a color of yellow. Then yeah, pretty much that's it. You can give a color, after you done everything, you have to give canvas so that it is drawn. So you can give multiple canvases. So I'll give paint 1 and path. Let's see how it looks. I think I reversed the order. Oh yeah, it's reverse, it's path paint. Oh yeah, it's canvas. There's a function, I forgot to give the function. See? So hope you guys enjoyed. So do give it a read to my blog, and you can just experiment with the values. So do like and subscribe for more content like this. All these contents are coming your way, so don't miss it. And hope you guys enjoyed. So kudos. Bye.